Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today, as usual, to give you guys Zankyou no Terror episode reviews. This is going to be Zankyou no Terror episode 5 review. Now, of course, the episode link is not going to be in the box below. So, what does that mean? Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, and fly. So, this episode is very important. It's massively important. And not just because we have the character introduction of 5, but I like how we have the character 5 introduced on episode 5. Fair enough. Alright. Shinichiro. Alright, fine. We get it. Good move. So the thing here is, not only is this episode important on that 5's introduction into the story, but it gives us, the episode itself gives us a greater understanding about what's going on, the end game of Sphinx, and where Lisa may stand in the future of the story. So, let me start there. Lisa, at this point in time, she has just gotten over her fever, but she's trying to be useful for 9 and 12. And that's the key part there, useful. So even though 9 is always telling 12 that she's not one of us, she can't do what we do, she may actually be very important if 9 and 12 ever get caught. Yes, she may continue their mission, or she may help them escape their predicament, or she just could be a regular support pillar in this particular environment. Like, she just could take care of the equipment, you know, cook some food, help them when it comes to making plans, something like that. Whatever. So, whether or not Lisa is gonna be pleased with that, don't know. I'm pretty sure it's better than what she was doing before when it comes to moms, and moms is going crazy at home. Lisa! But will she stay at school? Lisa, don't know. But at the same time, even though she may be very beneficial to to Sphinx, maybe even join Sphinx as Sphinx 3, maybe that's possible. The thing here is that she could also be very detrimental, because unlike 9 and 12, her origins are well known. She has a mom who lives in Tokyo, and they could. So if her mom were to see a Sphinx video, and Lisa was a member of Sphinx at Sphinx 3, she may be able to tell that's my daughter, and then shit goes downhill for Sphinx. So Lisa's standing in the overall story right now is becoming clearer. There's still many doors, there's still many options when it comes to Lisa's character, but it's now becoming clear. So that's number 1. Number 2 is 9 and 12 themselves. What's very important in the episode is that 9 and 12 did not want people to die. Now that's very important, because it ties into the reason why they are so gung-ho on leading the police into this particular. And my assumption here is that 9 and 12 are trying to lay down breadcrumbs for the police, and mainly Shibazaki, so they can find this facility that is housing the kids. And I'll get to that real soon. But in the process, 9 and 12 don't want to kill anyone. They want to blow up buildings or structures in order to, again, help lead the police, help lead Shibazaki mainly and the police into finding out where this place is, but also probably as a message to those who actually run this place, this area, or this facility that houses these kids and trains them, so they can make a statement. It's a statement, like, we know what's going on and we're gonna stop it, something like that. So that's my take on that. 9 and 12, their end game is to stop what these guys are doing at this facility. And also, what's important here is when it comes to the bombs themselves that they create, they're still genuine bombs. And it's a means of the police taking them serious. The riddles that they lay out sometimes are hard, sometimes are easy, for the purpose of guiding the cops in the right direction, or Shibazaki mainly, again. So we now see what we're now getting a clear depiction of what 9 and 12 are doing as well. So, and again, Lisa may help with that as well in the future, but we'll see about that later on. When it comes to the third point, Shibazaki and the cops, what's going on there? So, when it comes to this, Shibazaki, he is the only person, well, him, and I guess his friend, the bigger guy, I'm not too sure, kind of he's understanding that, not really though, but Shibazaki is understanding that when it comes to, he's fighting the breadcrumbs, whereas which no one in the department is really trying to take that into account, he is. And he's able to realize that when it comes to the building owners of the target buildings for the bombings, they are all members of this organization. This, I believe it's a non-profit organization. And I think it's called like Rising Peace something. Something along those lines. Rising Peace something. And what my assumption here is that this organization, this non-profit group, is probably just a front for the facility that, in essence, trains kids to be soldiers. So, you know, kid soldiers. I mean, take into consideration the fact that 9 and 12, they are fairly young, and yet they can create bombs. They can hack into servers and bypass security of police department files and that kind of stuff. So they're very adept at infiltration and weapon creation. So my assumption here is that they are child soldiers. That's what they were raised. And 5, who was introduced into the story in this episode, is the same as them. But as opposed to them, where we know that 9 and 12 escaped, 5 did not escape. And there is, I think, a fear, or I should say a phobia, that 9 has for 5, because when he started to get the idea of what was going on, he had like a mental lapse of some kind. I don't know exactly how to say it, but basically he would start to remember what was going on when he was a kid and how like they used to go play hide and seek. I think it was hide and seek, and he would always get chased by 5, and that means that 5 has a thing for 9, obviously. So, and she still does. So it's very obvious in the episode. It really is. So the thing here is that when it comes to what's going on with 5, she is a child soldier who is working for a particular government. I can either assume the US government or maybe the UK government, because the guy next to her, he speaks in English or English, and he has blonde hair. So based on that, so we have a blonde white guy who speaks English. I'm going to assume either he's American or he's from the UK. And that means that probably the facility that 9 and 12 went to was probably either located or it originated in the US or the UK, whatever. So, and how these guys that owned the buildings that were bombed had a hand in either creating or maintaining the facility for the child soldiers, the Rising Peace, whatever, as its front. And when you take a look at 5, I think is a little more, I don't think the word vicious is the correct word, because when 5 was explaining, at the end of the episode, when she's painting her nails, when she's explaining about how the fireworks, or the bomb itself, was pretty much fireworks for their reunion, 9. The thing here is that the fireworks were the bomb. So, I guess in essence, and how it was stated by the head of the department, the police department, that there was going to be some type of special bomb squad that came in there, and the upper echelon cats, they were the ones who sent in the bomb squad. But in reality, no one went there, which means that if no one went there, the bomb would have went off had not 9 and 12 had, you know, done what they did with the smoke bomb and the yell. And then you had 12 shut off the cameras on his end. At least that's what he says. We don't see it, but that's what he says. So the point here is that had not actions been taken by Sphinx themselves, probably, well, no, I can't give you the exact number, but people would have died. That's simple. And she didn't care. Clearly, she didn't care. So now there's going to be friction, obviously, between the department and these upper echelon cats, obviously, because you can't have the police department, their job is to protect the people. But if the people are just going to be bait in order to lure Sphinx out open, no, they can't have that, obviously. And in fact, there's already some friction there because Shibasaki, he's eyeing her. He's like, you know what? I got you. Because it's not going to fly. And that's the way things are rolling out right now. So, overall, the episode, it's good clarification on so many things. We see the episode, we see the series clearer now, obviously. And we have a major character introduction, 5, who is very, very skilled. That's obvious, able to actually thwart all 9's plans. They even had the signal for the cell phones for a period of time, the signal go off, which means it shows you just how high up they are going when it comes to the echelon of power, where the people who are probably telling 5 to do all this and that have the power to shut down for a period of time all the service carriers for the cell phones in Japan, in Tokyo specifically. So again, that's a lot of power. That's a lot of power. So where things go, obviously you're gonna have 9 and 12 be on guard of 5. Probably more elaborate plans. Probably a lot more safety nets in case they get caught. Something like that. So, oh yeah, and by the way, when it comes to the animation, there was one thing I want to mention, because usually it's fantastic, but when it came to animation, there was one thing in particular that really made me think, like, wow, it's actually pretty damn good. It's phenomenal. The animation. When you have 9 talking to 12 on his phone, like a walkie-talkie type of thing going on there, and he's on the computer. And there was a small scene of where like the phone would have like the sound bars going up and down. And when they zoom out of the phone to get a good picture of 9 on the computer typing, he was still talking, or he would say like something real quick. And then the phone on the corner, very small, it still had the bars fluctuating when he would speak. And when he didn't speak, it would stop. So the animators took great care. They took great detail in making sure that the environment was used appropriately in that particular scene. So again, very, very good animation. So overall episode, my personal opinion, I think it's amazing. Yeah, I think it's amazing. I'll leave it at that. Landing. Rate the video, comment, subscribe. Peace. Have a nice day.